This is the Negro Ninja. And one thing I noticed growing up is people are always trying to fight a nigga. And they always looking at how can I take the fight out of a nigga. Okay, now the fighting just comes at people trying to make you doubt yourself. Okay, they either trying to instill doubt or they trying to instill fear. Okay, and fear is the strongest form of doubt. Okay, now they usually fight you with stupid words, just blatant player hating. You can't do it, nigga. You suck, and your response is suck my penis. Okay, and as I get older, I noticed that they try to find more creative ways to take the fight out of a nigga. Okay, which then gives room for things like optimism, which is an automated form of gaslighting because that's all people have ever tried to do is gaslight you or doubt you. All right, so let's look up the definition of the word optimism. Optimism definition.
Here's the definition of optimism: hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something.
Okay, and that's the complete opposite of what they're trying to do. Now, this is funny to me because this is not the true meaning of optimism. I remember it being different in the 90s or early 2000s. Okay, but you see that definition is the complete opposite of what people tell you. Now, some people just be like, look, you need more confidence. They don't mind trying to build you up if they feel that they're responsible for building you up. But when you come at them confident and hopeful and stuff like that, they just feel the need to want to knock you down, okay? Because you got to realize that society is like a bitch telling you no. Bitches are the word and the word is a bitch. You trying to score a bitch, Okay, and then she try to give you all types of obstacles. Okay, you look good, but what do you do for a living? BS like that. You look good, but you live by yourself? Like, why do they ask these type of questions if they so-called like you? It don't make any sense. Okay, bitches and people that are player hated, once again, are the same thing. Everybody is trying to use um, a way to gaslight you. Now, I didn't say it with the hoes just yet, but it's coming up. Okay, so optimism. They usually ask you stupid things like, no, they don't ask you that. They'll be like, look at it this way. Okay, and people are always trying to tell you how to look at something. Okay, meaning look at it my way. Okay, why can't you look at it in the way that you see it as you're going through it? Okay, not in the way that you creatively see it, but your actual observations, you seeing stuff for what it is. Okay, because when you start seeing stuff for what it is, you start complaining. Okay, the game is rigged is usually the type of complaint because you have a realization that things are not going the way they should and favoritism and etc. Okay, now key word is realization, meaning you see the truth. Okay, now here's where the optimism come in. Well, it's better than nothing, that half empty, half full BS. Okay, let's look up the definition of the word full, because optimism love to say, is the glass half empty or half full? Full definition.
Here's the definition of full: containing or holding as much or as many as possible, having no empty space.
Okay, so why the F would they ask you a stupid question like that when full means one thing or the other? You can't be, nothing can be halfway full. Okay, when you eat, you can't be halfway full, halfway satisfied. Your stomach is either full or it's not. Okay, bitches, when it comes to emptying your nutsack is either full or it's not. Bitch, don't leave until you're finished. Okay, people are always trying to take the fight out of a nigga. Okay, always trying to take the fight out of a nigga. When they hear you complain, they tell you this because they are not on your side. Okay, we've been over this too many times in too many videos. Okay, look at it this way. Okay, once again, you can only see it the way you are seeing it. Okay, now how we choose to view things is up to us. Okay, because we have to deal with these things. Okay, but we're not seeing it for anything other than what it is. Okay, now the way you decide to get through something gives you fight. Okay, and there was this one military legend. Let me see if I can find his name. Hold on. Okay, I forgot this nigga's name, but he's a white dude. Okay, white nigga. And he was getting into so much trouble that they would basically put him on stupid missions that they think he couldn't survive, and he ended up surviving them all. And they was in one mission, and the people that was with him was scared, because they was in enemy zone. Okay, but this is what I'm talking about right here. It's about how we choose to look at it, but it's still not a lie. They're scared, but he tells himself, "We're just in a target-rich environment." Okay, you see the fight he has. They couldn't take the fight out of that nigga. Okay, even though they was trying to break him because he kept getting in trouble. Okay. Okay, and that is the complete opposite of optimism because there was no lies told. Nigga, this is a target rich zone, and we got to take out all the targets. And they got the F through it. And whether they did or not, he still didn't give up the fight. Okay, he had to. Otherwise, they were just going to perish and die a dog's death. You ain't come out there to die no dog's death. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The way we view things versus seeing things optimistically. Okay, not talking against yourself. Now, optimism, you don't blatantly talk against yourself, but you still are. Okay, once again, when you're complaining about something, look at it this way. And it's always the way as in accept this BS that you're getting. Except coming up short. Coming up short is okay because it could be worse. I did a video about this a long time ago, but I forgot what it's called. Nigga, it could be better. It might be on this channel or maybe somebody got it flown around from the old channel. Okay, nigga, it could be better because anybody that tell you it could be worse are usually not gonna be solution oriented. Nobody want to hear that BS. Okay, like stupid stuff like this. You complaining about your job. When you complain about your job, you want somebody to either be like, yeah, you're right. Okay, and not necessarily just agreeing. You just want them to let you vent. If they ain't got nothing to add to it, they just shouldn't say nothing. Okay, but if they want to add to it, yeah, come on, man, let's talk about this BS. That's good. Okay, that is healthy. It keeps you from doing things that may land you in jail or prison. Okay. Okay, but when somebody tells you to get over something, that kind of pushes you towards that zone to where you might end up doing something stupid because it's pissing you off. Okay, because they're gaslighting you. Okay, that's the same concept of optimism. Okay, how the F is something gonna be half full? Okay, but using discernment, I can actually tell you when it makes sense to actually say something that is half full, but it's still ain't. But we're gonna talk about that part later. All right. So some people be like, "Look, man, it may be BS, but it's a job." Okay, and I have cut some people off for telling me some stupid stuff like that. Okay, they don't give a F about you. Y'all are not on the same wavelength. Okay, look at things my way. No, you have to look at it the way you see it. Okay, now once again, we've been over this too many times. Okay, nobody can tell you anything if they're not like you. Okay, they lack the compassion to give a F about you. So they're just going to tell you something, I just don't want to hear you complain. Okay, because you're not on their team. Okay, now a good example of somebody being able to give somebody some advice would be the friendship between Jonathan and David in the Bible, where it flat out says their soul was more or less the same. Okay, and even when David was running from that nigga's daddy, that's because Saul was trying to off David. Jonathan is that nigga's son. I know my daddy's trying to kill you, but you're still my boy. I understand, don't come out until, like how he was telling him to hide into that cave. Okay, now nobody else could have told him how to do that if they was not on the same page. I would find it, but I don't feel like it. Okay, he was telling David how not to get caught like himself was in that situation. Okay, now I'm going to give you out another example of complaining about a job and how other people that's on the same team handles this. This happened in the summertime, not that long ago. I was at a pool and I heard some white hoes talking about work. Okay, and this bitch was complaining her ass off, and she rightfully she had a good point. because she was doing management stuff. And I think she was a manager. They was paying this bitch $10 an hour. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I'm like, God dang, what, bitch, where you work at? Okay, none of those people told her, well, it's just a job. We all go through it. Because they were her friends. They liked her. So they sympathized and had compassion. Okay, they let her vent. They did not agitate her like how people typically agitate me in every damn story that I'll be telling y'all about. And they listened and they shut the F up. And once she stopped talking, they offered a solution. Well, damn, bitch, sign up at this job right here. Work with us. Okay, we start you off way more than this, and you don't even have to do management stuff. You need to get the F up out of there. That's what you want. Now you see, optimism was nowhere to be found. Okay. Optimism was nowhere to be found because they are not working against this bitch. This is a bitch of their own. She was a bitch of their own. Okay, when you don't try to be optimism, you are going to automatically be more solution oriented. Okay, I am tired of this BS. It is some BS. Okay, now when it's you by yourself, it's different. But when it's a group of you, yeah, this is some BS. You're more likely to get closer to a solution, even if you don't come up with one. But the point is, the gears is turning correctly. The way gears are supposed to work in synergy and all this type of stuff. Okay, here's a good example, another example about how they take the fight out of a nigga. Slaves. Okay, you can have the pig feet. That's the worst part of the feet. And here's some shitlins. That's one of the worst parts of the pig too, where the bowels are at. Okay. Now when people hunt and they field dress an animal, one thing they do is they take out the guts and throw it away or use it for something other than eating. But they tell the niggas, here it is. Niggas, oh, it's okay. Yeah, we'll just make something out of it. Okay. And eventually white people started pretty much eating it too, but for the most part, they still eated some crap and they was being happy with it. Okay, that's all they had. Okay. But once again, that's it. They're taking the fight out of a nigga. Okay, and getting niggas to take the fight out of themselves. Yeah, it's okay. That's all we got. Okay, all this optimism BS is usually how bad bosses like to do as well. Okay. You ever had a easy job and the boss give you a hard time because your job is easy and they want you to find some more stuff to do? Okay, like say for instance, you had a job that's so easy that, you got to check in on it every 4 hours. Okay, you there for an 8 hour shift. So what were you doing this whole time? Like, what the F you want me to do? I'm waiting for to do the job. Okay. Well, it's always something to do. Okay, now that's how they come at you like that. Okay, it's always more half empty, half full. Okay, but you can also be paying me more. Okay, bitch, this is the job description. What do you want me to do? You want me to do some push-ups for 8 hours until it comes time to do this part? Okay, should I sweep the here, there, wash this? It don't make any sense. Slavery time mentality. And I wouldn't be surprised if that whole optimism concept even came from stuff like that. How do we get this nigga to take the fight out of himself? Take the fight out of a nigga. Okay, and this, those bosses that always act overly optimistic be the most full of crap. You can make a mistake. It can be the smallest mistake in the world. Oh, it's no big deal. Acting optimistic. But in their mind, they're counting up every mistake. And they're going to use it against you later. Okay, you can't even trust the optimistic mother effer. Because optimists are liars. Okay, it's just a doctrine anyway. Okay, and back on the hoes. Okay, back on these hoes, they are notorious for the optimism. Okay, y'all need to learn to get to know a whore. You maybe be her friends and it'll build up to something. Okay, that's the half glass, the half empty, half full BS. Okay, once again, how the F could something be halfway full? Okay, the bitch either wants you or she don't. All that. Let's talk. Let's be friends and fill each other out and get to know each other. Get to know each other should not require you being in any type of zone. Okay. Getting to know someone. Okay. is, this is me, this is my mate. Okay, how do we, let's ask each other questions to see if we can move forward. But you shouldn't be in no zone. Okay, it's to basically think of it like, well, this is the right way to think of it. Okay, I want to see if I want to smash this chick. Let me see how your coochie look. That's basically what it is. Okay, when you really stop to think about it, that's what the F it is. Let me just sit in this zone until you decide you're going to let me see the coochie. That don't make any sense. Okay, because hoes themselves don't even practice optimism when it comes to you and the standards that they hold you to. Either you fixing to do it or you finna get the F on. Okay, they're just like white folks. Okay, white people they don't have no optimistic mindset. They're just some stupid stuff they impose on others. Okay, because they are the ones crapping on everybody. You know the saying, don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining. That's what white people do. Okay, but they would never accept anybody pissing on their back. It's always piss, never rain. Okay, nigga, I remember one time at one of my old jobs, the person that makes breakfast was like an hour late, or an hour or two late. Okay, and I was like, where's breakfast? I was like, look, the nigga ain't show up yet. I just called the nigga, I did my part. Well, who's gonna cook us breakfast? Next minute, them niggas back there in the refrigerator. I'm like, y'all don't even know how to make breakfast. Y'all gotta get up out of here. Watch out. This is for employees to be back here. Well, breakfast is down there. Okay. But you see, there was absolutely no optimism, only fight there. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to punch one of them niggas. I'm like, y'all gotta get away from over here, man. Watch out. Okay. They'll be here when they get here. Okay, optimism is for those that are in lack. Okay, those that are not winning. Optimism is defeat. Okay, did white people get optimism when Donald Trump lost that election against Joe Biden? There was no optimism there. And that was like, you finna make this nigga president or we finna mess up everybody in this White House. Okay, we will tear this White House apart if y'all don't let this nigga be president. And these niggas most definitely tried to do what they just said. Okay, and then they were saying, well, if Donald Trump don't win this election, we're willing to have a civil war over it. Okay, they were saying they would die if Trump don't become president. They're willing to die for that. Okay, we had everything we ever wanted for hundreds of years, but this nigga in particular need to be the one that win this election. Otherwise, I cannot live with myself. Okay, no optimism there, only fight. Okay, now this should make more sense as to why they want people to have optimism while they themselves will never even entertain it. You think Donald Trump have optimism? This nigga gets what the F he wants. I don't accept no, I'm Donald Trump. Okay. No is not even in a white person's inner dialogue. Okay. They said this word is designed for non-whites. Meaning we can tell you no, but you can't tell us. All right. So I got to go back to what I said about the when it makes sense to say something like half empty, half full. It's still stupid, by the way. But just, you see a cup and you decide to fill the cup up with water. Okay. And somebody asks you, are you done filling up the cup? No, it's only halfway full. Meaning, you're supposed to fill up this cup. And it's only halfway done. Okay, but realistically, it's not full yet. Okay, but once again, you're in control because you're pouring the water. You know how much water you intend on doing, and you intend on filling it up. Okay, you see how much power you have in this scenario versus other people. You don't know what the heck they're going to do. Okay, let's apply this back to the cup. Is it half empty or half full? You see a cup that's not full all the way. Why would you even think about it? Okay, you can give an F less. You don't know what these niggas gonna do in the situations that you are dealing with them that requires their cooperation. You don't know if they're gonna give you what you want or not. And if it ain't going your way, you just be like, this some BS. All that sitting up there like, you know what, it'll get worse before it get better. Once again, you don't know that. Are you the one working on this project? Are you sculpting something or painting something and it don't look the way it is intended to look because you're in the middle stages? How some paintings look worse before it start to look good? You can't say that. You're not in control. These niggas are in control over there. You don't know what them niggas fixing to do. Okay, so all you can say is this is some BS until you get what you want. Okay, until I get what I want, all this is some BS. Okay. Okay, let me just say this in layman's term. Okay. And anybody can comprehend this. They can empathize with it. Okay. They can even have compassion for it. They put themselves in it. Okay. You want that bitch to suck your penis. Okay. She did all this build up, now your balls is just full. Once again, is it half full or half empty? You don't give a damn, but you trying to suck my dick or not. Okay, get the F on then. I ain't got time for this BS. Wasting my time. That's it. Okay. The testosterone is building up and they need to release anyway. Okay, don't nobody got time to play. There's, people accept the concept of optimism because they think it makes them more productive when it's the complete opposite. You wasting time when more time can be spent towards the bitch that wants to suck your penis. And since this is 21 minutes, that's all I got to say for this message. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.